few more things, and then we're going to wrap. So, Aubrey, you had the story about you cheated on your high school boyfriend of 5 years. Why don't you tell us that story? Give us a plot synopsis on that.
Oh my gosh. Well, yes, I graduated high school in 2016. We had been dating since we were in middle school, and then all the way throughout high school. That's why I kind of stuttered when you asked if it was my longest relationship, because I actually think that one was a little longer. But yeah, anyways, we were each other's first in pretty much everything. He did finagle with another girl in a brief moment when our parents made us break up. And I think I always kind of just held that jealousy in my heart quite a bit. I was just really young and really immature. So we did, like I said, we were each other's first. He was mine and everything. And anyways, I was just kind of being pursued by this guy in high school who was a virgin. And he was like the only virgin in our high school at the time. And the girls really liked that. A lot of girls were really into this guy. And he just had it out for me. For whatever reason, he despised my boyfriend. And I used to vent to him quite a lot when I was really young. And to this guy who was a virgin, because he was my friend. And anyways, he just kind of pursued me to the point where ultimately I was just kind of put in a pretty weird situation right before I went off to college. And ultimately I decided, he point blank looked at me and told me that if I went to college without ever hooking up with him, that I would completely regret it. And I was 18 and super vulnerable, and I was like, all right, I guess I will. So we did, and I felt an extreme amount of shame for about a week or so. And after that, I actually told him. I told my boyfriend that I cheated on him right before we were about to move out to Hawaii together to go to school. And he ultimately drove away, said F you, and a lot of other nasty words. And that is the very summarized version.
Loose Pussy Energy donated 99. Brian, your tolerance for these bad faith 304 Kappas is insane. They won't answer truthfully because they have more bodies than the whole John Wick franchise, especially the one in back. L for all the ladies for wasting our time. Stop capping.
Who's the one in the back?
Kiki?
By the way, LPE, that's the equivalent of like small dick energy. It's like the, big dick energy. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Did you wrap
well, I
on
did
your
just
story?
see one comment, and I did want to say that I know that I did say vulnerable, and I totally do take responsibility for what happened. I was just saying I was vulnerable because I was talking about how I was young, but I do completely take responsibility. That is why I ultimately told him, because I was, at a point mature enough to realize, okay, I'm maybe going to marry this guy one day, and to sit here and commit vows to this man who I haven't been faithful to when he's been faithful to me, made me feel really bad about myself. And so ultimately I knew that there was a chance I could lose the relationship, or there was a chance he could maybe forgive me, and he didn't, and we have not been together since. So yeah, that's kind of my thing.
Okay. All right.
Everyone deserves forgiveness.
Yeah, totally. I definitely
proud of you.
Yeah, I
Learned your
definitely
lesson.
don't stand by once a cheater, always a cheater. I think that's so silly. And anytime people say it, I'm like, oh my gosh, come on.
Baby.
And
Just
all
like,
the people
no.
in high school were cheating on each other anyways. I just had enough, womanhood to tell them that I actually did it.
Yeah, you're allowed to grow.
That's
Just
Yeah,
kind of
you're allowed to
non
make
sequitur.
mistakes.
I just want, in case anybody's watching, I would like to point out, this is a very busy thoroughfare. There are, even at all hours of the night, there are loud, as you just heard. There's a motorcycle that just passed by. I'm just saying. Okay, all right. Did you wrap up on your thing?
Yeah, and basically he ended up taking it to Twitter. And I was from a very small town.
Oh, so you got exposed publicly.
Oh yeah, very, very exposed. Yeah, to like a whole nother level, to the point where it's still to this day, like people call me out about it. No, it doesn't hurt at all anymore.
They
to be
call
honest
you
with
out
you.
about it?
Oh yeah.
Why are
Yeah,
you still
people
hung
from
up
my
on
hometown.
that?
I
That's
couldn't tell you.
insane.
I really couldn't tell
They
you.
have no
But the
lives.
guy I cheated on my high school boyfriend with, he was still getting called out years later. I haven't really talked to him either. I'd be curious to know if it still goes on.
Oh, hold on.
Terp 93 donated $99. Okay,